What's happening? This is Avidan, and welcome to the 43rd episode of the Avidan Direct Chillcast. Tonight, we got a pretty interesting night because there have been some hot topics throughout this week and a lot of discussions. And I decided to hold my peace and hold my opinions up until the very end and just talking to you guys about it live on the air. So we're going to talk about all that right now. We're going to go ahead and introduce everyone. The man, the only, Rodrigo. What is happening, homie? How you living, dog?
What it do, y'all? It's your man Rodrigo, live with the Chill Squad every single Friday. It feels good to be back, y'all. I'm relaxing, man. I'm with my people. How are you feeling, dog?
I'm feeling great, bro. What you been playing this week?
This week, whole lot of Apex Legends, whole lot of Detroit Become Human. Those have been my two things this week.
I see.
Yeah.
You've been putting in work.
Man, Detroit is another monster. That's an emotional game.
I need to get that. I need to go ahead and watch. I'm not gonna get the game. I'm gonna enjoy watching you and Jake play that game.
Yeah. You should definitely do that because I'm obviously playing the game wrong. I done died twice already, so I messed something up. I'm not good with Connor at all. It just lets me know I would never be a good policeman. I'd never be good with the feds.
Oh man,
I gotta stay with the thug life and hold it down over here. You know what I'm saying? I can't interrogate people at all.
Shoot. Okay. But we got Josh is back. What's going on, Josh? Yes. How you been, man?
I'm good, man. I'm sure at least some of you guys saw on Twitter I got a new puppy, so that's been fun. Except that she was kind of sick, and I didn't realize, people always joke, puppies are a lot of work, right? I was like, yeah, I know they're a lot of work. And I was sleeping in such a way that I basically was letting my arm drape into her bed in this little fabric cube drawer thing.
Gosh.
And she kept waking up every 45 minutes needing to go to the bathroom. And I just assumed that was normal puppy behavior. And then I took her to the vet, and they're like, that's not normal. It's you should be able to sleep at least 3 hours a night. So, for a solid week, I was just sleeping basically in 45-minute naps all night until I got her some medicine. So I'm feeling so much better this week because last week, if I'd been on the show, I would have been a complete zombie.
Oh, man. Josh is a dad now.
I know, right?
Welcome to the club.
It's rough.
Josh, you just gotta make some dad jokes, and you're officially sworn in.
I know, right? Brutal.
You guys just playing the games this week?
Yeah. Actually, I did get to play a little bit. I've been really into Darksiders ever since I picked it up, which is weird because I played Darksiders on the 360, and I seem to remember not getting real into it. I don't know if I just didn't like the way war moved, but I started playing it on the Switch. I was like, this is tremendous. I don't know why I ever stopped playing this. And $30 for the Switch version, and it's just it's a really solid title. If you love God of War and/or Zelda, I think this is definitely a must-buy if you haven't experienced. Now, if you've already played the War Master Edition on another platform, probably no reason to grab it again on the Switch. But man, if you've never played it, or if you're coming from the 360 era, probably worth another look.
Okay, cool. Well, great to have you back, man. Jake, what's going on, bruh?
What's up? It's your boy. It's Jake, up in this piece.
Yeah, where does he Jake at?
What's up?
It's like B Rabbit right now, dog.
Mom spaghetti in this piece,
Oh my god.
Not even B Rabbit. What's that dude's name from Malibu's Most Wanted?
Oh, B Rad from the boot.
B Rad.
King Kong ain't got nothing on me.
Oh man, how you doing? How you doing, man?
I'm amazing. I'm doing great. I've been trying to play Celeste all day.
Let me ask you a question. How many times did you say the F word today?
Oddly enough, I only say it on your streams.
Facts.
I'm a very punctual and well-spoken young man off stream.
The lies he tells today. The lies. Oh,
Can't believe you.
Oh man, you've been playing Celeste, and what other games you been playing other than Celeste?
I was getting down on Borderlands yesterday, Borderlands 2, trying out the 4K update. Okay. Been playing Mario Kart, Smash. That's pretty much it. I got my backlog, but I haven't been touching it. So
you've been kind of going ham on Mario Kart. I saw one of those pictures you shared.
That's all day, buddy.
Talk about America.
I thought it was funny. I have 6 other pictures of me beating a 10 Japanese people. It's pretty great.
Sounds so bad.
It really
that
sounds
sounded horribly.
It sounds so bad.
It sounds so bad, but when you look at Nintendo Switch games, you look at games like Splatoon and Mario Kart, and how 9 out of 10 times when you're in a room full of people from the Japanese area, you get bodied. So for him to do that, it's more so liberation almost.
I mean, I drive past them and they go, "Oh."
Now that was bad.
Dog.
Don't do that again.
What do we? Yeah, don't do that again, dog.
Don't
please.
do that again, dog. No.
Oh.
No.
Okay.
Dog, I got the eject button right here, bro, dog. And everyone sees it. Everyone sees it.
Eject seat.
Stop.
You can see it too. It's real out here in these parts, bruh. Chill out. Oh man, nah, but for real, glad you're doing good, Jakin. Chips, what's going on, dog?
Yo, what's happening? What's going on? Chat, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy Chips and Sticks. Back at work. Back at another Chillcast. Hold on a second. Nah, I'm just playing. I'm just joking.
This guy. Would you? How you been, man?
Damn.
Yeah. Yeah. That happened.
That's all right. It could ring. So what I've been playing, I'm about to beat Kingdom Hearts, and it's been a weird turn. It's surprising actually, because I'm at like the very end of it. At least I think I'm at the very end of it.
Hopefully. And
I've still been playing Final Fantasy IX on the Switch while I'm actually here at work. So that's what I got. That's what I've been playing, but I still got some videos in the pipeline coming out.
Okay. All right. Well, make sure you guys are subscribed to Chips. Hit that notification bell, and we'll go from there. All right. So we're gonna go ahead and go into the shout outs. We got Dave Gaming. Thank you, Dave, for coming through. We got Barrett X. What's going on, the dog? We got D Dubs is here. Nuts is here. We got L Gamer Latino is here. Thank you guys for coming through. We got a whole bunch of more people who are watching. We got 17 viewers watching. So thank you guys for coming by. We are going to have a lot of fun tonight. So we're going to go into the first topic. And this first topic is something that I have. Nicholas is here. What's going on, bro? We have to talk about this because it's been talked about all week. And I've seen a lot of people say developers should have an easy mode for Sekiro Shadows Die Twice. And the discussions poured into basically all games should have an easy mode. And basically it promotes gamer accessibility, and also just having an easier difficulty isn't a bad thing. It can't hurt the game. And while that point is true, I feel it kind of dives into hurting developers' intent. And you got to think, some developers make a game a certain way because they want it to be that way. Now, it's almost like you need to find a medium, because the same people who are mad about this game not having an easy mode, there weren't people those same people were complaining that Kirby All-Star Allies didn't have a hard mode, or that game was too easy. So it's like, where do you find a comfortable medium where a developer could make a game where they're not bullied by the consumer? Because real talk, these people are creators as well. And some of you in the chat are creators. I know everyone in this cast, we're creators too. How would you like it if someone just was to tell you, only do something like this or do it like this, and that does not fit your vision on what you're trying to do?
Right. So my thing is, why is this suddenly an issue when before we've had games that were difficult before? Mm-hmm. Think of Dark Souls 1 to 3. Think of Bloodborne. Think of God of War. Think of Sekiro that just came out. Even though that's like the main focus of it.
To an extent, you can even include Devil May Cry. To an extent.
There's Devil May Cry. 1, 2, 3, 4, and well, not 5, but all the previous versions of Devil May Cry. Why is this all of a sudden a problem? You have games that are easy, and then you have games that are hard. You gotta choose which games you want to play. Nobody has ever in their life complained about the Dark Souls games being hard. nobody's complained about Celeste being hard, saying that, oh, Celeste should have an easy mode. Nobody said it about Dead Cells, that it should have an easy mode. Why is this suddenly a thing?
Celeste does have an easy mode.
Does it?
Yeah, it has an assisted mode.
Yeah.
All right, so then don't count Celeste. But all the other games is basically the same thing, right?
I'll give you Dead Cells, because Dead Cells is a rogue runner. It's made to be
right. And then you have other games like I mean, you have other games where you can set the difficulty, but I mean, there's games where it's just naturally hard. That's the thing. That's who it's geared towards. You know, people who want to challenge themselves. If you're, because I saw online that it was someone who I think had to put up a review and they had a deadline. Now, I want to know, has this person ever did a review for the Dark Souls games or the Devil May Cry games? If they were able to get a review out in time, then why complain about this one?
Good point.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
I'm a Chips. Get good, scrubs. I'm sorry, but if the artist wanted it to be an accessible game, they'd make it an accessible game. If they want it to be a brutal experience that you would have to toil over in order to make progress, and then talk about that experience with your friends and the difficulties that you encountered, and that's how they wanted the game to be played, great. If you don't like it, vote with your wallet. Don't buy the game. Go buy something easy. You know, I mean, there are plenty of games out there that'll hold your hand and walk you through a campaign and make you feel empowered. This just isn't one of them. Sorry.
I actually want to add on to that point because, like you said, I feel like you got to understand, number one, not every game is for everybody. That's the number one thing we need to establish with this. Not every game is for everybody. Final Fantasy VII is not for everybody. Kingdom Hearts is not for everybody. Tekken 7 is not for everybody. There are certain games that are just not for everybody. So it's not going to fit everyone's... It's not going to be accessible for everyone by default because not every game is for everyone. So once you establish that, that's key. Number two, upon that fact, you have to understand the types of people, the market that this game is for, the accomplishment is getting past the hard part. That's the excitement for some of these people, and that's not for everybody. Some people pride themselves on being able to get an achievement that hardly anyone else can get by. It is their own sense of bragging rights. And if a developer wants to niche down their game to only go after this demographic, you can't get mad at them for that.
While I see what you guys are saying, and I agree that if you don't want to play a hard game, then don't buy it. There is a flip side that I don't think anyone's talking about. Like, for instance, my brother has multiple sclerosis, which limits his motor functions in his hands and everything like that. So he can't play Call of Duty or games like that just because he doesn't have the function. So it limits him to where he can't play that game just because he doesn't have the reaction speed and everything like that. So that's just something to keep in mind. I don't think that it should have an easy mode, but I mean, if people are complaining, then that is something to keep in mind. But if they don't want to die a bunch, then don't buy the game, pretty much.
Gotcha.
Right, and that's the thing. Like, I don't think that the lack of an inclusion is like a shot at people that have accessibility issues with consoles, because there are controllers to accommodate people that have disabilities or they have difficulty playing in the conventional way. But by and large, I mean, they're a business, right? I mean, they have to assume that most people are going to be just playing it two-handed with a conventional controller. I don't think that their failure to include an easy mode is necessarily like them trying to single out people who have difficulty with a traditional control scheme or anything like that. But I do see where you're coming from.
It's just something to keep in mind. I mean, I personally think that if you suck at something, then just don't buy it. Play, Kirby's for kids, Sekiro's for people that are good at video games.
Sekiro's for people that hate themselves. Like, I've been struggling with Sekiro.
Way more. Sekiro's for people who hate themselves. Same thing with Dark Souls. Same thing with Bloodborne. If you don't enjoy life, then you go play those games.
Right. This is targeted at the self-loathing. I love it.
I mean, I love life, and I like all of those games.
You're from Queens. How much do you really love it?
I love those games. Dark Souls games, I love them. Bloodborne, I love it. absolutely love it.
We need to contact Ja Rule for confirmation on that one.
He's not my representative.
He's all
Ja Rule.
He is
Ja Rule does not represent Queens.
He is not a Queens representative, sir.
Ja Rule
Stop it.
Either Ja Rule or shirtless LL Cool J. You pick which one.
Nah, 50 represents Queens more than Ja Rule.
Yeah.
Shirtless 50 Cent. You want that one to be your representative?
I'll take 50.
I don't think 50's playing much Sekiro.
Hey, man.
50
off this one, Chips. Anyway, in my opinion, and I was joking with Avidan earlier about, I said every game should have an easy mode. I was joking, but at the same time, I do feel like I'm not against easy modes. I'm also not against demonizing people for wanting an easy mode. Like, if they're not going to put it, they're not going to put it. People are allowed to make their complaints. I understand it. Even myself, I'm playing Detroit Become Human on casual mode. Why? Because it's my first time playing a game of that type with that type of control scheme, and I know that if I play that on experience, it was a wrap for me.
And you need a mode easier than casual.
Facts.
Ladies and gentlemen,
dying.
it is a struggle.
I am
All right.
dying.
I watched this young man get shot between the eyes. He's like, I'm gonna see what happens.
All I did was ask a guy questions. That's all I did. Asked him some questions, and he shot me and himself in the head. So I'm all for easy modes, is what I'm saying. But at the same time, I do understand that certain game developers don't want to include that, and they do have that right. But I'm all for easy modes existing. And just to reply to what Chip said, this isn't new. People have been complaining about this with Dark Souls and all that before. You probably didn't pay attention to it because you didn't care, which is perfectly right. You're just enjoying the game you enjoy. This has been a discussion forever. It's just that right now is the time for it to shine with Sekiro, because Sekiro has kind of taken over all of the streaming sites right now. Everybody's playing Sekiro except for me. And that's just how it's going. It's going to be a discussion forever. People are always going to want easy mode in the super hard games. And on the flip side of that, gamers are always going to find something to complain about. So it's going to be the same cycle, the same circle of life, with Simba being held up above it, of people complaining and game developers making what they want to make, and we're still going to play them. It just is what
And I should point out that I'm firmly in Rob's camp here. Like, I'm somebody who plays easy mode a lot. There are lots of games where it's like I'm more interested in the story. I don't feel like basing the difficulty, and I don't care because I don't really have anything to prove. I'm not really much of an achievement hunter. I'm not out for trophies or anything like that. Exactly. But when it came to Sekiro, I knew I wasn't going into a cakewalk or anything. I knew it was going to be brutally difficult. But my expectation is not that they should cater to me as the consumer to make life easier for me. I think they know their target audience, and they know that the people who like Dark Souls, people who like the Bloodborne experience, we're going to gravitate to this and kind of see a refreshing take on it. So, even though I appreciate easy modes, and traditionally that is what I would play, especially if I'm invested in the narrative, I don't expect them to just do it for me or anything like that. Like, if that's what they wanted to do, great. If I really hated the idea, I shouldn't have bought the game.
Right. And honestly, or if you bought it and didn't realize it was going to be that tough, you can always return it. Unless it's GameStop, but we'll talk about that later.
We're going to go ahead and take some of these comments. Top Spot 123 said it is the creator's choice, but most of the dude bros tooting no easy modes are only interested in gatekeeping. I can see that.
Facts.
Tony says, "Sup, Avidan Smith and the rest of the cast." What's going on, Tony? Thanks for coming by, bro. Let's see.
What up?
Yep. Celeste does have an easy mode. L Gamer Latino said, "Why developers gotta lower the standards for the public? There's a reason for everything. Look at Cuphead. It's hard, but it has a learning curve. Adequate and adaptable. Wait, you said adapt red? Oh, adapt red and get good. Okay, I get that.
Adapt reading get good, yeah.
I stopped playing Cuphead after like 2 times. So
would it be ethical if the easy mode was a paid DLC? That's actually
what? That's not a bad idea.
That's not a bad idea, actually.
Oh,
that's not a bad idea. But
everyone here is smoking crack. Okay, let's hear I want to hear that.
Is that not withholding like the full game?
No. Hey, people pay extra for like Expert Plus or harder difficulty.
No, how is it not? You pay more for New Game Plus.
Too.
What's it stupid to pay for an extra challenge?
Because include that in the game from the jump. Look, I'm not paying $60. I'm tired of paying $60 for half-given games, dog. I'm sorry. I'm really
okay.
upset.
Let me ask you a question. What if they build it? It's not something that they intended, but they build it after the game is done. So after the game is done, is newer content afterwards.
Right.
They give you newer content, newer challenges. Like just because it's New Game Plus, it's not the same thing. But you have
then give it as regular given DLC.
Free
Like
DLC.
a perfect example would be God of War.
Free DLC still exists, y'all. By the way, you don't have to pay extra money for stupid stuff.
Because I'm thinking about Xenoblade Chronicles 2. Xenoblade Chronicles 2 had arguably the best DLC of all time. It gave you a season pass of $20, and you get a whole bunch of add-ons, and then at the end of it all, you get a whole new, which is considered its own game on top of that.
Okay, that's fine DLC. I'm talking about if you're just gonna give a harder mode and call that paid DLC, that's stupid.
Even if it's
You're
like
robbing.
$2.
Well, I don't know if I would want it. I don't know if I would want it as paid DLC because
That's what I'm saying. The paid part is stupid.
The paid part is stupid.
Game.
Like I don't think because like I said earlier, right? God of War is a perfect example. There, after you beat the game, there's like new God mode plus, and that's something that I think they're actually working on right now. I don't think that's going to be paid. I think that's going to be free.
Right.
Same thing with Kingdom Hearts. They're going to have new critical mode plus.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that's going to be paid, but I think it might be free just because they give you everything already. They're not adding the rest to a story. You already get the story, and it's just something as a bonus.
Exactly. Like that's the. I'm gonna teach y'all like. I'm gonna be an architect real quick right here. Here's the lines. Right. Here's the line. This line represents stupidity. Okay. This is the good side of stupidity. This is the bad side. Over here's the good side. You get into the bad side of stupidity when you give someone the same exact game and just make it harder and charge them money for it. That's all it is. If you're not giving extra content with it, you're on the dumb side of stupidity.
Yeah, I was thinking at least come with newer content. Like
if you're giving extra content with it, then cool.
Like
charge $10 or something, another $5. But you giving the same game and then you just made it harder. No, I'm not going to say what I could say, but no, don't do that.
I know what you want to say.
Yeah, you know exactly what I was going to say. But I don't say it on stream, but you know what I was going to say.
I do.
I'll say it.
No, you're not.
No, you won't, Jake. Respect his monetization.
Thank you, sir.
The eject button.
Yes. KG said Mario Kart is for everybody. There we go. What up, Aiden Quinn? Let's see.
Kirby's for everyone too. It's not just for kids.
Top Spot also said, does adding an easy mode take anything away from other players though? It doesn't. That's why I'm not okay.
Normal or hard.
Let me make something clear, Top Spot. I'm not against the easy mode. I'm against people forcing an easy mode that wasn't originally on the creators. Now, if the creators say an easy mode can be more valuable, then fine, I'm for that. But them doing it only because an angry mob says you need to put easy mode, I'm against that because I look at the future, what that could bring. I'm looking at what that type of action and that type of behavior could bring. Because if you do it with that, the old saying of you give someone an inch, they'll take a mile. Who's to say they'll stop there? They'll take it further now. They'll say, well, I don't like how this character does. I don't like how this. I don't like how this. As someone who's played MMORPGs, who have seen it happen over and over again, where a company will just respond to something only because an angry mob does so, trust me, the base core of the game suffers the most.
Final Fantasy 14.
So that's why
they had to rebirth a whole game because of that one.
See, now, if I was a developer, I'd give you new game plus and make it crazy hard just for you complaining.
See,
take that free DLC. Take
it. See, Rob. See, Rob. Your thing about your hypothesis about Chips being from Queens and being a hater. Facts. Why not make it harder, dog?
All the greatest haters of the world came from Queens, New York, man.
Name them.
Ja Rule, 50 Cent, LL Cool J hated on cannabis.
Yeah, he really.
Whatever. Did. Keep going. You only got 3.
Oh.
Supreme.
Supreme.
He's the most infamous hater of all time.
Who is that?
He's the guy who got 50 Cent shot.
Oh. Well,
hey man, that's street life. Street life. Things happen.
It don't matter. He was a hater. He was the most infamous hater. Came from Queens.
Chips, you ain't helping your case right now. But anyway, we're gonna go ahead and dive in. D-Dub said We just live and everyone gets first place participating because you're special. Oh wow, you went there with that comment.
Like, I mean, I like it. I like that comment,
especially in culture and journalism, especially in America. You went there, D-Dub. Yeah, D-Dub also followed up, says, yeah, but even with someone with MS should be able to say, wow, that looks cool. It would be cool if that was an easy mode, but I realized this deliberating disease causes me not to be able to play. Yo, you foul, D-Dub.
Yeah, that's kind of foul, man. Like I said, there's people
multiple sclerosis is...
There are going to be people who pick up these games and not realize they're as hard as they are.
Yeah, it's like because these
can't just be like throw them to the wind. Like they're allowed to have their complaints. The same way the developers are allowed to say we're not going to do an easy mode. They're still allowed to have the complaints, man. It just is what it is. This is the same cycle of gaming every single year. This is not new. People are going to have complaints. Gamers are going to make their games. The ones who want to keep playing the games are going to keep playing them. The ones who don't are going to stop. But they're allowed to vocalize that the same way that we're allowed to go ahead and vocalize our opinions on games every week.
100%.
It is.
Super Andrew 64 said, "Remember when Pokemon Yellow had an easy mode?" Yeah, neither do I. Aiden Quinn said, "I have a question for y'all.
I don't know if that one works, but let's keep going."
Is every death in Sekiro your fault, or does the game throw a lot of BS your way?
I think it's a balance of both.
Yeah,
because every game that's hard has its justifiable moments when it's like legit problems that you gotta like think outside of the box to defeat, and then there's times when the game just be like
broken.
Nah, I'm just gonna like stomp you out just because.
Yeah,
there's like not have a fighting chance.
Something ridiculous.
There's certain games that they definitely have like bosses that are just flat out broken as far as how difficult they are, and then a lot of those times you'll see in those past cases the developers will go back and fix that specific boss and things like that in certain updates because they just overdid it. Like that's a thing that happens. So I think with Sekiro, especially, there was one I saw. I don't know if y'all know about Nitro Red. He posted a clip on Twitter of this one person he had to fight and basically just had to keep mashing the attack button until it finally worked, and there was a bunch of people replying saying they had to do the same exact thing. Well, that kind of denotes to being a broken type of boss rather than being balanced.
That does.
You know what I'm saying? So it's a balance between the game is super hard and then some stuff there is just they're just throwing insanity at you.
Yeah.
All right, so we're gonna go ahead and take what Dave Gaming says. He says Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze added an easy mode, and now there's an option to work up to the hard difficulty. And that game sold better with Funky Kong. And I get it, more sales is good, but
Wait, he's saying it sold better with Funky Kong? It sold better because it was on the Switch.
No, it sold better. Because definitely, I remember Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze on the Wii U. People hated that game. It reviewed worse. Like, if you look at IGN's review on the Wii U than it did on the Switch, it's like a 7.3 on the Wii U, but like a 9 point something on the Switch. So, it's like...
everything better than the Wii U. Look at Breath of the Wild.
What'd you say?
Switch does everything better than the Wii U. Look at Breath of the Wild.
They came out this...
Yeah, exactly.
They came out the same day.
Thank you.
It came out the same day.
Just the resounding man.
Switch does everything better than the Wii U. If they come out with the same game on both consoles, it's always gonna be better.
I mean, it's kind of like saying water's wet.
Hey, look, man. Got mine right here, man. I'm just proving a point. You feel me? As long as you figure deal, then we good.
Whoa. Hold on. Top Spot says angry mobs are the consumers. Art is for the consumer, not the artist. Actually, no, I disagree. Art is first for the artist, then the consumer.
Facts.
As an artist,
that's the conversation we had a few months ago about the Fortnite dances.
Yep, I'll say this in the beginning.
Same convo we had.
I'll say this in the beginning. Art is you guys benefit from what we create from our hearts, from what we desire, and from what we love from our inner being. That comes first.
Do we take the consumers in consideration?
Yes.
Definitely. But you just can't rule out the artist, because if the artist just up and stopped, what are y'all getting?
Exactly.
You gotta play fair on both sides. We're not trying to rule out either the consumer or the developers in this. We're not trying to rule out the creators or the people that's using the art that's being made. You gotta play fair on both sides, though. If you rule out any of them, at that point now it's kind of like a bigoted view.
He said
we're not riding for bigots. We're not doing that.
hold up. I'm gonna get to his next comment. I'm just gonna read Barrett's comment because he did definitely tag me. He said, "Angry mobs dominate our culture already. Sekiro is a great game. It is designed to be hard, but fair. That's the charm of the game. Every boss I beat felt amazing when I did it, and that's the point that I was trying to make.
Yeah.
Barrett X nailed it on the head. The accomplishment is beating the boss." That is that feeling. That is for a select few people. So, Top Spot, if you really want to go in this art discussion again, because we can go there, not every art is for everybody.
Exactly.
So
not all art is commercial.
Exactly.
And not all art is commercial.
And hold on, let's keep it all the way a bean. As the consumer, you don't get the decision to make who drops the art and what they get to drop. You just get to decide whether you buy it.
Thank you so much, Nicholas.
So it's not the case of if the art's not commercial, don't release it. No, it's a matter of if you don't want to support the art, just don't buy it. Keep going your way while we do what we do. That's what it comes down to. You have the right to just not support it, but we're gonna keep creating.
And Top Spot.
You don't get to make that rule, dog. That's not how this works.
And Top Spot is not at all coming at you. It's just as someone who's been an artist for more than half my life, I'll tell you right now, it's where it starts. It starts from us inside. Yep. We make what we love inside and share it with you guys, and most people like it. I'll tell you right now, not everyone likes Michael Jackson. Not everyone likes Jay-Z. Not everyone likes Queen. Not everyone likes the Eagles. Like, not everyone likes Guns N' Roses. Not everyone likes Beyonce. Not everyone likes Rihanna.
That's not
you true. Better like Beyonce or the Beehive gonna get
you. Facts. But
I am Beyonce always.
Okay, cool.
It's not no beef at all, man.
Not no beef. It's just
it be known that like both sides need to be respected. The consumers gotta be respected, just like the artists gotta be respected. The artists gotta be respected, just like the consumers gotta be respected. And neither side can say either side has to stop. That's all we're saying.
And we're both passionate. You're a passionate consumer. We're passionate artists. So it's like that's all that is. So I appreciate your conversations, by the way. You're definitely making this a definitely super interactive conversation. I would love if more people were to comment like you and just be more interactive. This is awesome. And it's like, I love you guys who just comment and be interactive. It's like we got over 20 people in here, dog, and we're just having a lot of fun. So does anyone have anything else they want to add to this? Because the next topic is going to be kind of fun. No?
All my single ladies? I don't know.
This guy!
Put your hands up.
Tell them holla at me. That's what I said.
This guy. Anyway, so GameStop reported a $673 million loss for 2018, and their price per share is what was it? Rob, you did this quote yesterday.
Oh yeah. So GameStop is now worth about $20 of in-store credit with a year subscription to Game Informer. Anybody wants to put a bid up? Go ahead and holler at Robinhood, any other stock app of yours. I heard they got some good issues of Game Informer coming over the next year.
Oh man,
good luck to you.
It's not good. It's not looking good for GameStop at all. And one thing I want to talk about, though, the one good thing about this is the fact that there are some sales that are going to be coming out starting this Sunday. And these sales are on the level of Black Friday sales. I'm talking about you can get a Mario vs. Rabbids for $25. You can get the Steel Book Collection for $70. Spider-Man for about $40. Like, the games are going down in price. They're having a significant markdown in price. So while they are not doing too good financially, they are doing whatever they can to sell more of their games physically and digitally as well. So I definitely want to get you guys' thoughts on this loss. Is this like is this the inevitable end of GameStop? Is this basically their clearance sale that they're trying to do?
Well,
all right, Rob, you can go first.
As a former GameStop employee, let me just say something. I used to work there in 2006.
Expert opinion.
That's what I
former employee from 2006, 2007. Man, let me tell you, this has been a long time coming. This is my experience working at GameStop. Was I started working there about 2 weeks after working there, the manager disappeared. Right after the Christmas break, the assistant manager disappeared. A month later, they bring in some new guy named Nigel.
You know what?
Nigel.
If I didn't get demonetized, you know, I'm gonna do an edit clip of that. And I'm gonna put the X-Files theme where you said they disappeared.
Yes. That's there because real. They really just I don't know where they went. I was cool.
They didn't reach their sales goals. All right.
The assistant manager was cool, man. He put aside a Zelda Twilight Princess to the side for me to buy after I clocked out. He was cool. So that being the case, though, he disappeared. Then Nigel comes in, this short guy with cornrows that have no hang time, and stops giving everyone that worked there before hours and hires a whole new team. I didn't even get properly fired. They just stopped giving.
My dude had the hog ties.
Yeah, he had the joints, you know, where the rubber band reaches up at the top of the back.
Yeah. Oh man.
You know, he wanted to be AI, but he looked more like what's cuz name Darius Miles instead. It was bad. So it's just been a long time coming, man. Like they don't know how to manage that store very well. Like they don't really train their employees well. They don't really know how to upsell and make the upsell worth it well. Aside from again that year of Game Informer, which I'm still surprised they stuck with that. It's inevitable that this was going to happen, man. You can't just keep making the games that we buy be worth nothing when we come bring it back. Like you seen the dude like a couple months ago, Kirk out over Fallout 76. For y'all that's not from DC, Kirk out means, you know, he was tripping, he was lunching. Oh, that's another DC term, but he was tripping. He got really mad.
He was wilding out.
Yeah, he was wilding out, and it was justified. When I saw that, I was like, you know what? I understand. I completely understand why he acted that way because GameStop will make you act that way. So this has just been leading up to this final saga. This is like Game of Thrones, the final season. The king is falling right now. That's all that's going on. As somebody said in the chat a second ago, EB Games Australia is doing wonderful. That's because hello Australia.
Different management, much better management.
And it's really, you know, on top of what Rob said, there's also a huge factor of miscommunication between management and staff. Like I had gotten Destiny 2 and I'll never forget this. I even wrote about it as like my first blog post, and they told everybody midnight.
You spoke about this in one of the first Chillcast episodes.
And I had managed to get out there a little early to get my game, so I was online by like 11 o'clock or like 11:30. And, you know, there was quite a few of us out there. Like, it was a decent sized line. And we were all watching the store just like close up the gates. And we was like, all right, they're going to shut down the gates, but are they letting us in through the door? Like, what's going on? So I asked the dude when he came out, I was like, so when y'all going to let us in? And he was like, we're not. We sold the game at 9 o'clock. I was like, what are you talking about? You had your entire staff tell people the game you're releasing the game at midnight, and you didn't call anybody and tell them that you're doing a 9 o'clock release. And people were furious, you know, like it was a disaster. And they did that a few times.
Yeah.
You know, there's, you know, GameStop's counterparts, you know, in different places of the world that are doing a lot better. EB Games in Australia, like someone mentioned. I follow this place called Game on it's based in the UK. And when you look at their Twitter feed, the managers are interactive with you know, their Twitter followers. They post funny videos. They get really involved in the sales and the specials and the deals and stuff like that. They talk to people. They talk to the consumers. And they give you, you know what I'm saying, they give you the best deal that they possibly can, and they work with you. That type of, you know, that type of relationship and that type of customer service is what's ultimately going to keep your business alive, along with good business practices. That's something that GameStop all across is not doing. And there was an article from retaildive.com. I can put the link in the chat. It seems like they're trying to blame the lack of sales on online streaming. When this is my question. If now let's not just completely rule it out, right? Because online streaming is a big thing. But if online streaming is impacting their sales, I want to know what the sales numbers are going to be like for Best Buy, Target, Walmart, and any other major retailer that sells games.
That's actually facts though. But you know what though? But I'll say this. I'll say this though. That can have something to do with consumer accessibility. Is because a lot of people, they go to Walmart and Best Buy for multi-purpose stuff. So let's say Walmart, right? You go to Walmart and you go to Walmart to pick up some food, and you say, you know, while I'm picking up some food, let me go check the electronics for a little bit. And you look at phones, and then boom. So you know what? I got enough. I could go ahead and buy me a PlayStation 4 right now. You know what? I'm gonna go ahead and buy a few games here. So it's like it's a lot easier for them to go ahead and buy more stuff off retail in those types of stores because they're already in that state of mind to go ahead and go shopping for other things. There's people who have Walmart gift cards, like I believe it's Synchrony Bank that has Walmart credit cards. So you can just charge that on your Walmart credit card and you're good to go.
But you know, let's see what's gonna happen with GameStop, because everybody's been, you know, forecasting, you know, the death of GameStop for years now, and they're still alive and kicking. And they've lost a lot of money over the years. So it's like,
not like this though.
Not like that.
Well, you know, that's what people were saying a few years ago when they lost a lot of money. This is crazy amount of money. They might go out of business. And then what happened? They turned around and lost a bigger amount.
It's double.
And then after that, they lost a bigger amount. So it's like, you know, let's just see how long GameStop is actually gonna last.
They may bounce back like Toys R Us, man. Never know.
Yeah,
Toys R Us.
Toys R Us didn't really go bankrupt.
That's a store that deserves to live. There we go. Oh, Jeffrey.
But
man,
I'm gonna take some comments. We're gonna take some comments about this. Dave Gaming says they've been doing it to themselves. They throw out cases for games that come in with trays, then give you generic cases where you buy used. They should do anything. They should do everything to sell used games.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's the problem with GameStop right now. Is like essentially what they are is they're just a really large scale pawn shop, right? They managed to make a name for themselves in a market where the margins were incredibly slim by basically taking in stuff for pennies, then pushing it at basically $5 under whatever the retail price of a new game was. As it stands, I don't think GameStop really has a path forward, except for A, to get a massive cash infusion from either an investment or a buyout, which we've already seen that nobody wants to buy them, or two, they have to pivot their strategy entirely, which to some degree they tried to do when they acquired ThinkGeek, which is probably the de facto like geek collectible site on the web before they purchased it. But again, they're so entrenched as they're GameStop, not collectible stop. And most people know that any of the collectibles that you would buy at a GameStop, whether it's premium or the chintzy stuff they're trying to convince you is premium, you can find it faster, better, cheaper at your local mall, or just have Amazon bring it to you in 2 hours. Why would I make a special effort to go to GameStop to do that? Exactly. So it's not surprising to me, especially when it comes to digital sales. I think the more damning thing that they're going through right now is the fact that recently Sony pulled all of their digital games from GameStop. That you can't buy digital games, you can't buy digital PS4 games at GameStop anymore. You can buy DLC for a Sony game, but you can't buy retail games there. And that was actually one of the things where they were making a fair amount of dough, and now they can't do it anymore because Sony wants to drive people to their own online marketplace because they're like, why do we need GameStop to sell these codes? So personally speaking, considering this is the largest drop they've had in their history, and they're predicting another 5 to 10% drop next year, I think that we're probably looking at GameStop's last couple of years right now. I don't think they'll make it more than 5.
Yeah. They've done something to themselves that it's almost impossible to come out of, and it's that their reputation is so tarnished that there's almost no way of coming back.
Yeah, what I was going to say right there was like GameStop, with the way they've run things for the past 10, 15 years, is they've kind of played themselves out of position because the industry has changed so much, going digital and things of that nature, that them staying in their own lane right there, their lane is dying. And because they stuck to it for so long and didn't want to adapt, now they're going to die. Like, it's just, you killed yourself. What more you can't blame anybody else for that. Like, you should have adapted the right way. A lot of other retailers went ahead and adapted, and that's why they're still here.
Right, and the
100%.
fact that their bread and butter is pre-owned stuff. Like right now, we're at the end of a generation, right? This is peak time for pre-owned games, right? You've got the largest selection of pre-owned games ever because you got 6-7 years worth on these 3 consoles that you could choose from. And the fact that they're on sort of a downward trend right now, it's not going to get any better when the new consoles launch. And you've got a slim selection of games that you can flip pre-owned. And that's to say nothing of what's going to happen once Stadia goes live, xCloud becomes a thing, and whatever future digital storefront initiatives that Sony's going to offer with the PlayStation 5. So, I mean, the landscape's not going to get better for them.
The biggest issue is that you already know when you deal with pre-owned games or giving up your game to be pre-owned by GameStop is that you're going to get undercut in doing it. You can make so much more money selling your game on Facebook Marketplace, on Amazon, on eBay, than going and selling it back to GameStop. You're gonna sell them your favorite game that you had on your console and get $5 back, and it's not even gonna be $5. It's gonna be $5 store credit. Like, why do that when you can go ahead and make 25, 30 selling it online?
Right, and that's the thing. Like, I feel like that, like the big draw for GameStop to trade in is the convenience factor, right? If you're somebody who wants to cycle games and keep getting new stuff, it might work for you. But most of the people kind of know that they've been just getting nickel and dime by GameStop for a really long time. And if they even made the margins 10, 20% more in the consumer's favor instead of being so greedy and shrinking it so much, I think they might have had more staying power. You might have seen an increase in pre-owned sales, but I mean, they've been a running joke for a long time. Like
let's keep it real. Let's keep it all the way real. Like right now, if you tried to sell your new Nintendo 3DS XL to GameStop, what would you get back for it? Can somebody look that up right now?
I'm doing it.
Probably get $20, I bet.
I was thinking $20 every you said.
$20, right? Like $20?
That's my guess. Let me see.
I sold my new Nintendo 3DS XL on Facebook Marketplace and got 110. Why would I go to GameStop?
Yeah, I have.
There's no incentive, and Facebook marketing is actually more accessible to you. It's like it's right there on your phone.
Exactly.
So, but I actually wanted to touch on something because, Josh, you hit on a few points that made me think about this.
Oh no!
What would you get?
Can you see that?
$40.
Wow.
Or 32. In comparison to 110.
Oh my! That's a 3DS XL with the stylus.
With the stylus.
So without the stylus, it's like you're looking at 32 or less.
Oh my goodness!
One thing I want to point out, another reason why you could really say the prices of used games and basically used games is coming to an end, I would say is one thing that a lot of us are overlooking, and it's game sharing. Now that game sharing is really available with friends, it's like, hey, you got this game? All right, why don't you get the game and then we'll share it and basically we'll see how I like it from there. So again, there's less and less incentive to going out and just buying a used game to try it out. I'm gonna take more comments though. Let's see. KG said, "Meh, I buy a lot of my games used and never buy games at retail unless it's a game I really want day one. So I always buy at GameStop." Okay, respect.
I mean, that makes sense too. But then at the same time, you could probably get it same price on a sale digitally.
There's just like a couple issues with like buying pre-owned is that the developer gets none of the money. It's and
what if
also
that scratched up?
Yeah,
that's why
I definitely got some scratched up discs from GameStop.
I tell people all the time that big argument people have with digital versus physical. I'm like, you guys, there's so many things around that. Like I know a lot of people love their physical games. And I say that's mostly, as we talked about last week, that's mostly for the collector's market. I feel like it's more of a collector's like style for you to just put on a shelf and you can say, I own this. For me, I just want to play my games.
Yeah, I don't need the trophy.
I just want to play my games. So honestly, me and Chips were talking about this. Before we were saying like how you don't own your games, and I was on the other end because I'm like, if both people have the same game and the game is available, and let's say the game is available in a 7-year life cycle, right? In that 7 years, if I for whatever reason lose my Switch or something happens to my PS4, I can just go back on that market just to re-download it. If something happens to your Switch or your PS4 with the physical, you have to shell out another $60 to buy the game all over again.
Period.
Yeah.
And that's something I feel
but
like.
See, right. So to that point, the thing is that when you have a physical copy, you actually own the game, regardless of what happens to it. You own that game. That's yours, right? But if you buy a game digitally, right, and let's just say, something does happen to your hard drive and you have to factory reset, you can get a lot of your games back, right? But if you can't get one particular game and, back on your system, it's because there's something wrong with that game. They took it off the store for a reason.
I'm almost absolutely sure now that if you had PT before and downloaded it and you tried to go ahead and get it back,
that's different because that's a free demo. So
don't matter though, but it's saved in your account as a purchase. That's the point. You can always re-download it. But if
you cannot actually. You cannot actually. I've tried it. I've tried to get PT again. You cannot get that again. If you have it on your PS4, this is why PS4s with PT are so valuable, because they took it off the store, whether you downloaded it or not. They took it off the store. You cannot get that back. What happened with me with some of the PS3 games, like a perfect example, X-Men. They took the X-Men arcade game off because of licensing issues. I paid for that game. My PS3 crashed. So I can get most of my games that I downloaded digitally, but I can't get back X-Men. That's money I'm out of because of whatever issues is wrong with that game and that franchise.
Now,
that's what a lot of people are having an issue with.
But now,
so yeah, if you lose a physical copy, yeah, you got to shell out another $60, but at least you can get it again. But if you lose the game save or the game data for whatever reason, they take it off the store, you cannot get that back.
Watch this. You see how the key thing you say, if they take it off the store, right? If they take it off the physical store, you can't get it back either.
But you could find it somewhere.
But you can always find it.
No.
You're missing the entirety of it. The thing is, if they're not selling a game anymore in GameStop, right? Let's just use GameStop for example. If they're not selling a physical,
there's a way to do it, but you got to go around. You can get
or whatever, right? You can still get a physical copy. You just got to go extra length to get that game.
And
You cannot compare losing a digital game to something that's physical that you can still have a chance of getting back.
Okay, but here's the thing. How many examples do you have of that? How many examples do you have of this?
Me personally, I only have one. I paid for X-Men and I lost it. But there's other games like Scott Pilgrim is another one because of movie rights. There's let's say if you downloaded Lost Planet, right? Remember how I sent you the snippet? If you downloaded the original Lost Planet digitally, you cannot get that game anymore.
Okay.
It's not on the store.
So
you can get it physically, but you can't get it digitally anymore. These companies can take whatever game they want off of the stores whenever they feel like it.
So
and you can't do nothing about it.
So let me get this. Let me ask you this then. What about the games you downloaded on the Wii? Now the Wii store is down. How many people are playing those games? Let's be real. Anyway, next question.
Guilty.
But it's still a valid point though.
No, it's not a valid point if the majority of the people. I'm not gonna let a vocal minority speak for the majority. But
how do you know who's the majority and who's the minority?
Hold on. Let me speak my point.
It's his podcast. He decides.
Let me speak my point.
Okay.
You got a good point. How do you know? But how many people are streaming these games? Easy. How many people are actually showcasing and streaming these games? How many people were even talking about the Wii? Because you know what? As someone who's been backing Nintendo for a while, and you notice, Chips, almost everybody was crapping on the Wii. Let's talk about it now. Almost everyone was crapping on the Wii. Almost everyone was crapping on the Wii U. I was one of the few people, and you have the receipts to prove this, who backed the Wii and the Wii U.
All right, but now that's going off into a different topic.
No, because watch where I'm going with this. If you don't use this as leverage if you didn't own a Wii or Wii U to support your argument. That's what I'm getting at. Because the majority of people were playing PS4, playing PS3 and Xbox 360, and then moved on to PS4 and Xbox One. That's what everyone was doing. So let's talk about
I think you're focusing on a very minute part of the bigger picture. That's what I'm saying. The bigger picture right here is you lose a digital game for good.
That's a bad example if you're only using it on a market that wasn't catered to, on a market that was good. Now, if you use that on the PS4, if that happened on more PS4 games, like if that happened on a major PS4 game, more major PS4 games where you cannot own it. And secondly, I'm gonna attack your point too. You said a used copy. You can find a pre-owned copy for somebody else, right? Yo, Rob, and anyone else. Rob, you're the tech dude. You tell me if we can do this or not. Can you not go ahead and find someone who has it on PS4 and then basically download it off them?
No, you cannot.
That'd be a count.
No, you cannot. You cannot. They stopped that after the PS3. You cannot do that anymore.
You cannot account.
You cannot do that anymore. The only way you can do that is if you make that other. The only way you can do that is if you make the other PlayStation 4 a primary system.
But here's
and then you have to link your account to that PS4. But you cannot do it like back in the day with PS3.
Chips, your whole statement was you don't own the game.
I'm just enjoying watching Brooklyn.
You own the game if you still haven't downloaded. You don't own the game. You lose it.
Oh my God! They tell you in the user agreement you don't own it. It's licensed to you.
And you don't own the game. If you lose your disc, you don't own it either. That's my point.
Obviously, because you lost it.
You just can't.
You can go back and buy it again. That's the whole point.
And guess what?
But can you buy it again?
Yes. You can always find a physical copy of a game.
But Chips,
if there's a game that's on the store and they take it off, you are out of that game. You lost it.
But Chips, guess what? If nothing happens to my stuff, I still own it. And you are out. And guess what?
Obviously.
Yo, calm down, dude.
And if you don't lose your disc, then you own it.
If you don't lose, oh my. Okay. You're missing the bigger point of this. You're focusing on.
No, but Chips.
You're focusing. No, you're focusing on if you actually lose a physical disc, like.
But Chips,
I don't know, bro. You focusing on something else.
Because Chips, there's a greater chance.
I'm shedding tears.
Good Chips, there's a greater chance of you breaking or harming your disc than something happening to your console. That's my point.
Is there really?
There is actually. There is a greater chance of you harming your disc than something happening to your console.
Tell that to the Xbox 360.
Well, yeah, that was
But anyway, that's besides the point. The bigger picture is that these companies can take games off of their stores.
They can't take
for
it off
whatever reason.
It's locked. If you downloaded it onto your stuff already and then it's on your system, it's yours.
No,
it's like owning a disc.
I mean, not really.
Thank you.
I understand Chips' frustration, but I see Avidan's point. So, here's my thing, right? I want to play the Scott Pilgrim game again, but I can't. It's not available for download.
What happened? What happened to it? What can happen? Did you?
I'm sorry?
No, you're not going to like what he has to say, Avidan.
No, say what he has to say. If I'm wrong, I'll admit I'm wrong. Go ahead.
So when it comes to Scott Pilgrim, for example, right, I can't re-download that game in any way, shape, or form, even though I've purchased it previously.
Re-download, right?
Correct.
My point, again, if nothing happens, if you keep it downloaded, what happens?
I mean, you still have access to it if you have it downloaded. Yes, that would be correct.
Okay.
And if you lose your disc for the physical game, or let's say somebody like me breaks through your window and steals it, it's gone. Right? It's the same exact thing.
Thank you. That's exactly what we're trying to say the whole time.
Y'all are saying
but that's not the bigger. But that's not the bigger picture here.
Look here,
you guys, okay, you're talking about
argue because it's entertaining to me, but y'all are saying the same
That's
thing.
Exactly what
No, we're not actually. I'm talking about a bigger picture of games that can potentially not be on a store anymore.
You are talking about two different things right now. So Chips' position right now.
So let's say.
Wait, hold on, Rob. Let him finish. Let him finish. Wait, stop. Let him finish.
Josh, you got it. I'm gonna go right after.
Okay, I think that there's just like two different things you guys are talking about right now. Basically, what Avidan's saying is it literally is the same thing. Like, if you lose a game and you can't download it again, it's the same thing as if you lost it, then you would have to go buy another one. Except what Chips is trying to point out is, yes, in the real world, like with physical disc, you could go out to the store and buy another one. But in Chips' scenario, like if my hard drive dies on my 360, I'm never going to be able to download Scott Pilgrim again onto my 360.
But one thing, the one fatal flaw that I've been pointing out is you have to rely on finding a third-party consumer, which means you're going to probably be up price and pay more than the $60 that you spent before, especially if it's a rare game, like, let's say Marvel
game out of print,
2. Huh?
Yeah. So let's
for game that's out of print, you mean?
Yeah, so I'm like this right here. Y'all talking about Scott Pilgrim and PT and all that, right? And now you can't re-download it because of that, right? Now let's say you had a copy of Too Human,
Okay.
There we go.
And they took that away from the stores. Now you can't buy that anymore.
We're talking digital storefront, right?
No, that was a physical game. Two Humans was a physical game.
Yes.
You lose that disc or someone steals it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now you can't get it no more because it got discontinued and taken off the storefronts.
Yeah, that's different though, because you can still buy it from a.
But that's the same thing as if something got pulled off the digital store. It's the same exact situation. That's what I'm saying. It's the same exact thing. Y'all not looking at it. Y'all are embracing it as a fact of, oh, I bought it from the physical store. So
it's still a license because you can't resell it. So it's not yours.
In the physical store that got discontinued as well. It's the same thing as the games that got discontinued.
And let's keep it
real. You lose it. If you own it, you own it. That's just what it is.
I don't agree with that only because, like, let's use your 2 Human example, right? Mm-hmm. 2 Human, I can go to eBay and find a copy of 2 Human. I can't go to eBay and find a downloadable copy of Scott Pilgrim.
But you can find somebody that can go ahead and put that game onto your hard drive. You can find that.
That's what I was saying. That's what the point I was making.
There's a way to download PT again. You got to go through some extra hoops to do it.
That's what I was saying. That's the exact point. Y'all saying you can't do that.
If y'all would like the link, I can post that.
Right, but does that violate licensing agreements? Because it's not illegal for me to buy a copy of 2 Human. You know what I mean?
You're going behind the way that they're trying to go ahead and take it off the storefront, take it off the markets. You're going.
We're speaking of the traditional sense of accessing the store and buying it. We're not talking about going around a back way and trying to re-download a digital game.
That's not the traditional way.
What's not a traditional way? Going on the actual digital store and buying it?
No. They're not doing. If you want to go get 2 Humans and buy it from somebody else, back door when they already took it off the joint, that's not traditional.
That's not. And I've been basically saying that from the beginning. That's my point from the beginning.
You have not said that from the beginning.
I did say that from the beginning. I have said that from the beginning. Watch the replay.
What replay? This was on Twitter.
Afterwards. No,
if you're using that backdoor way to do it, you're not doing it traditional. You're doing what you
watch it on here.
Go ahead and get that.
We are talking about the traditional manner of buying games here. We're not talking about going the extra step of getting a digital game again.
That was Josh's example right there when he said he could go ahead and buy from somebody else that way.
If it's a physical copy, yes.
Yes.
Chips.
If it's a physical copy, yes. That's the means of getting a game that's no longer being sold, but you can still obtain a physical copy. But you cannot do that with a digital game traditionally.
Yo, Chips. I'll say it again.
You're not listening. Traditional was going to the store and buying it. Buying it off of somebody else on eBay after it's been discontinued is not traditional. That's using a backdoor way to get that game you want. Just like somebody going the backdoor way of re-downloading.
Rob, let me get on this, Rob. Let me get on this.
If you want to talk traditional, keep it traditional. That's all I'm saying.
You good?
Don't move the goalposts.
It's not moving okay, whatever.
Yeah, Rob,
whatever. Okay, all right. Go ahead, Avidan, because it's like I don't know, man. Whatever. I'm done arguing about it. Yo, whatever. Say your point, and then I don't know, bro.
No, I'm gonna say it again, so you can.
I don't know, bro. I don't know.
Hey, Chips, man. I see you with your Sprite, man. Obey your thirst. It's all good, bro. You should have, bro. I still love you, dog.
But yo, Chips. All I said at the beginning was, if it's taken off the physical store and taken off the digital store, and something happens to both, you're both out.
I'm acknowledging that. Yes, that is a point, but that's not the bigger issue. That is what I'm trying to tell you.
That
is not the bigger issue. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
And what you said, you said that you can't do that with the PlayStation anymore. And I want to make sure it's only with PlayStation. So someone confirm if it's for Switch, someone confirm it's for Xbox as well, that you can go to somebody else and you can still pay someone to get it downloaded onto your console digitally.
On Xbox, you have to game share.
You have the game share.
What's the next topic?
Yeah, let's go to the next topic because I don't think we're gonna agree on the bigger picture. I don't think
you guys are gonna find a middle ground here.
We're not.
Because it's the exact same thing.
I acknowledge his point that if you lose your digital copy, it can be the same thing as losing your physical copy. You're out of your $60. But I'm basically repeating myself. But whatever.
Yeah, whatever. Anyway, we're gonna go back. We kind of went way left field for that. The comments will probably.
Chips won.
Apparently, I'm wrong. Everyone says.
I agree with Chips.
And that's cool if you agree with Chips. I don't agree with Chips.
I just like watching Brooklyn and Queens people argue. So I'm just that.
Chips, are you Puerto Rican?
All in the spirit of
no.
Oh,
you're actually pretty Puerto Rican.
Let's see.
I'm sorry. What did Jake just ask him?
He actually
if I'm Puerto Rican.
Hey man.
No, they don't got Puerto Ricans in Queens.
So,
they actually do. It's called Corona.
Exactly, Corona.
And Flushing.
Or Ridgewood. Or Ridgewood.
Maybe there's no Puerto Ricans in DMV because DMV don't matter. I'll be right back.
Oh.
We got Puerto Ricans here. What you talking about?
Oh, oof. Anyway, we're gonna go talk about Zelda. We're gonna talk about Zelda and Mario VR, man.
We're gonna call Chip salt and vinegar when you come back. That's what we're gonna do.
We're gonna talk about Zelda and Mario VR, man.
Facts.
All right, so Zelda and Mario VR was really, really, really surprising. At the same time, a bit underwhelming for me because it's VR. It's Labo VR at that. It's a low quality VR, so it's like, I mean, yeah, that's how I felt about it. I felt about it. I just want to talk about it because I want to hear what you guys have to say about it.
It's like,
oh man,
me spend 45 minutes putting together my little goggles and everything like that.
Like you gotta wear your super goggles like this. Like
you have to hold it.
You have to hold your Breath of the Wild goggles like this. Like
it's so immersive. I really feel like I'm Link. I'm gonna go jump off a cliff.
Jakin, why don't you take this one off? Go ahead, kick it off, Jakin.
No, dude, it's just funny. Like, is it cool? Yeah. Is it like the next step in gaming? Is the next step in Nintendo's like strategy? No, I don't think so. Because it's so, you have to hold it, right? And then Mario is just gonna be like mini games, isn't it?
Yeah.
You're not even gonna like play the full game.
Nah.
How much of
$40 for that? It's no charge for those games, by the way, to do that. But you're paying $40 for the goggles to do that.
So it's a free update.
Yeah.
Like, is it
a bad deal? It's not a bad deal, essentially, because you're only paying for the goggles, and that's less than the actual game is.
Yeah.
Well, the VR I think comes in 2 kits, so I think Jesus Christ, I think one is like $40, one is like $70. I'll be right back.
Yeah.
But like, if you're like me and you aren't gonna buy the VR regularly because you don't want to be an elephant, then you're actually paying $40 to play Zelda in VR.
I'm mad you said an elephant, dog. I'm mad you called that thing the elephant. Oh man, you old elephant face. Anyway, what do you guys think about the chat about the VR? I'm not really impressed by it. Do you have to hold the goggles size, or is it a strap, or is it a strap?
That's what I want to know.
You know, if there's a strap, my bad, guys. If there's a strap, I take it all back. All right.
That's the thing. Like
I don't think how you said that, Jake.
That's the deal breaker, guys. It's gotta be strap me in.
Let's see.
I'm
Nintendo
kind of
just kill
disappointed.
Labo and sell plastic peripherals. I would normally buy this kind of stuff, but I don't think I want to build this kind of stuff. I feel you, KG.
Yeah, I don't like the Labo VR.
I don't like it either.
I don't think they should have showcased Mario and Zelda because it's not an immersive game. Because you're still looking at it through a third person view.
See, Chips, I actually agree on something.
They did have some other games on the actual website that look good and looks like it's decent VR. But the problem with that is most of those games you have to build the VR headset a certain way. So there's one where you're shooting a bunch of stuff, but you have to build this really long thing that you hold the switch with one hand and then you hold a gun in the other and you're moving around and shooting. That's just cumbersome.
You're overcumbered.
That was
it's crazy. Like I wouldn't buy it even at the $40 price point because it's too much building just to hold your Switch in place. Like, and you gotta hold it like really close. You know what I'm saying, or you hold one part, use the Joy-Con. Like, is weird. Like I wouldn't put the money in it. But
it's not consumer friendly in my opinion.
But I said the same thing like last year that Labo wasn't gonna do well, and it actually ended up doing like 1.3 million in a month. And so I'm not gonna hold it against Switch owners to get Labo VR just because it's.
But it plateaued at that point too. Yo, Nick's in the chat, by the way, guys. What's going on, Nick? Chill Squad.
Yeah, totally missed him showing up.
But yo, me and Chips are arguing the whole time. But nah, like, but Chips, to your point though, it's like it's like you said, it's a waste of money to spend that much to build it, and at the same time, like you said, you're not really getting a fully immersive game. It's just almost like.
Is it so? It is third person.
Huh?
Like Zelda's going to be third person.
From what they was showing off, it looks more like it, but I'll have to wait until they actually release it to see what they're gonna do with it. Either way, I'm not excited for it. I just said I would rather just wait for the next Switch game to come out.
Because
go ahead. No, go ahead, dude.
I was just gonna say Skyrim VR is like pretty good because it's first person. You can move your hands around, and it really feels like you're like there.
I'll give you that. But Skyrim on the Switch is third person too, though. I mean, first person too.
Yeah.
You can do either or. You can switch back and forth.
Yeah.
My whole thing is like I like that Nintendo's willing to experiment again with VR, but it's just like I would prefer them make just a dedicated, really good VR experience that is just happens to be compatible with Labo instead of trying to tack it on to two existing games that really don't need it. That being said, I don't want to totally undercut their efforts either, because I was skeptical of Lucky's Tale on the Oculus Rift when I first got that at launch. So I was like, why do I want to play a third-person game in VR? What's the point? That doesn't seem immersive at all. But it was a really good experience, and it actually was really neat. And being able to kind of look around the environment and see things you wouldn't normally see from different angles and everything. And if anybody knows how to make just an experience that is fun and defies expectation, it's Nintendo. So I'm not going to write it off completely. That being said, I have no desire whatsoever to go out and pre-order Labo just to get VR functionality from Nintendo or anything like that. Like, it's just not something I need from Nintendo right now.
I feel you. So I think we're all on the same page about Labo, huh?
Pretty much.
Oh,
I want the 3D Mario in my eyeballs. Don't ruin this for me.
Hold on, okay? I'm going to go ahead and show that one. Did you get it already?
I already got it.
Okay, cool. Because that was worth it.
I already got it. Top spot 1, 2, 3. You got comment of the night for that. That was hilarious.
I want it in my eyeballs. Don't take this away from me.
Make it sound worse.
I want it in my eyeballs.
All right, you guys. We're gonna jump into the fun topic. This is gonna be interactive. We got 20 minutes to chill out about this topic, and before we get into the topic, Chips, you good, homie? You good?
I'm great.
You great?
I'm great.
All right. Cool. So don't kill nobody.
I'm dead inside. Thanks, Avidan. Don't worry about how I'm doing.
He's never going to talk to you again, Avidan, but he's cool. He's good.
We got to play some little Uzi Vert for Josh, man.
Oh, man. Man, yo. This is like, honestly, you guys are like the best to do this with. I ain't gonna lie. Like, y'all the only people I could go back and forth with about this and no hard feelings. So we're gonna go ahead and talk about our most memorable gaming moments. And I want you guys in the chat to share your moments as well. Like, what was like one of the best moments you ever had in video game? Whether it's like doing something really foul to a friend, like matter of fact, I'll even put it out there. Let's say it's something as petty as unplugging your brother's controller while they play Mario Kart so you can win the race. Stuff like that. We're gonna make this as fun as possible. So, Jakin, I feel like you had something really petty to add to this. So I want you to go ahead and go first.
Well, I didn't know we were doing that. I was thinking like sentimentally. But if you want, let me give my sentimental one and then come back.
Thank you, NX.
So and I'll come back with a petty one. But sentimentally, it was like Christmas morning. I think I was like a freshman in high school, and I popped in Skyrim into my 360, and that was like, I can't cuss, but
That was the moment.
Yeah, that was it, man.
That was the moment. I dig it.
Riding the wagon, yeah.
Yo, Rob, Aiden asked you, remember the previous generations of consoles always have discontinued games? You can't get certain games anymore, so it's traditional selling. And I tell all you like to reflect on that.
Well, that's a little bit different, but again, I'll look into it. But like I said, it's a fair point, Aiden. It's a very fair point.
I just thought of something.
Here we go. Here goes Jaden.
Go ahead, Jakin. Get it out your system.
No, Jakin.
Get it out your system.
It's not even like petty. It's just funny, like when I think about it. So, two of my friends and I, on Black Ops 1, we would do like no scope lobbies, like on Nuketown, and we were down to like the last kill, and we were all tied. And my friend Michael, for the last kill, you gotta do a 360. And he just comes up and just shoots me in the back of the head point blank. And he goes, "Oh, I'm sorry. On my screen, I did a 360.
What?
Yeah.
Bruh.
Okay.
Bruh.
It's just funny thinking about it because, like, for the next 2 years, we were just like, on my screen, I did a 360. I don't know what happened, guys.
Oh, so you got... Oh, okay, so you made one of those inside joke moments and decided to share that inside joke with us.
Don't tell anybody.
Now it's an outside joke.
Yeah.
He said,
That
"Don't
should
tell
come back in-
anybody."
That should come inside.
This guy.
Oh, man.
I think one of my best gaming moments was I was about 6 or 7 years old when F-Zero came out, and I remember I would like sit in this like little chair like in front of the coffee table at my house, and my dad would sit on the coffee table behind the chair, and he would grab it and sort of throw the thing left or right like an arcade racer, like the ones that would actually move at the arcade and everything. So as I went around the turns, he would like slam it right and left, and that was a lot of fun. That's probably one of my best gaming memories growing up.
Nice.
Mine is probably always goes back to Chrono Trigger, man. First time I played Chrono Trigger was as a family, actually. Like me, my brothers. My dad wasn't there with us because he didn't care about video games. He was probably chilling upstairs watching football or something. But me, my mother, my brothers, all sitting down while me and my brothers took turns going through like the beginning of Chrono Trigger and my mom watching. That was probably my favorite childhood gaming memory. That's probably why it still stands as like my favorite game of all time. Like,
nice.
That was the one.
My moment is not as sentimental. I'm gonna let you guys know that now.
We can tell from the way you introduced this. You was here for all the pettiness, all the smoke.
Oh no! I have a few sentimental ones. I'll give you guys one. In fact, I'll do what Jake can do. I'll give a sentimental one first. Getting Super Mario World for the first time. I remember it was I forgot what year did the Super NES come out again? 90, right? 91, 92?
91.
91, right?
91 if I remember right.
91. I would say at about 93. My mother surprised me for my birthday, and she got me. Matter of fact, you got Costco's nearby you, Rob? You guys know about Costco's?
We got Costco.
All right, so y'all remember when Costco used to sell like video games in the bundle packages and everything?
Yeah.
All right, so my mom, she got me Super Nintendo with Super Mario World and Mario All-Stars packaged together. And the reason why that is so sentimental to me is because I always had to share video games with my older brother who owned the NES and the Sega Genesis. So through him, I learned how to play more so like Sonic. I had my own games. My first games were Hyperstone City, Ninja Turtles, and Quackshot, Donald Duck, and Shinobi 3. Those are my first 3 games I ever played. And then when my mother got me the Super Nintendo for myself, that was when I really know I became a Nintendo fan, because I played through Super Mario World so much to the point where I found like all the secret levels before my brother and everything. So it was, to me, it's super nostalgic, and which is why when I tell people I have so much love for the Super Nintendo, it's because of that. It really was my own personal system that I didn't have to share with nobody.
And because it's the best console of all time.
No, stop this.
I was just like, didn't she say it was? What is going on here? Y'all want to fight tonight?
Nah, not at all. But Chips, you have a memory you want to share?
Oh, I got a few. A lot of them were with my best friend Alex. I consider him my cousin. He's like family. We grew up together, whatever. But it's because of him why I got into Metal Gear, and on a PlayStation. And I remember one time I went over his house. Like his parents used to work nights, so he would be by himself, at home, and his mom didn't mind that I came over to hang out during the week. But it was one particular time that he was on punishment, and she put the PlayStation away with all his games. And his room connected to his parents' room, but only through like this little window. like I don't like it's a little weird, right? So there's like this little window that you can see from his room into his parents' room. And what they did was they locked the door when they left for work, so he can't go in the room and get his PlayStation.
Mm-hmm.
So because I'm a lot smaller than him, what he did was he boosted me up so I could crawl through the window, right? And it was pretty high up, so I actually fell and hurt myself landing.
Yikes.
But the PlayStation and all the games was like right there out in the open. So I took it, unlocked the door from his parents' room, went back to his room with him, hooked everything up, and then we played Metal Gear. And we was on Metal Gear for like 5 or 6 hours. And then we realized that his dad was coming home soon in like 15 minutes. So we had to like save the game, unhook everything, run back into his parents' room, put it exactly how I found it, which I forgot, and lock the door. So I was stuck in his parents' room. Yeah, I was mad scared because I mean we were so close that, you know, if I did something wrong, they could beat me and it'll be okay. So
that shows our age, guys.
Yeah. So I had trouble getting back up to the window because I didn't have nobody to boost me. And I heard the living, you know, the house door open and his dad was coming in. So he had to go install his dad while I figured out a way to climb, you know, back up to that window and back through his room and just act like we were just sitting there reading Harry Potter books for, you know, damn near 6 hours.
You was on your Spider-Man.
Yeah, I mean, it hurt, but, you know, we got to disc 2. So
it was worth it.
That's all that mattered that day.
Happy ending.
Basically.
Right. Now for my other memory, this is not petty, but it was hilarious. So I was at Kings Plaza Mall. And basically outside of, like, you guys know, outside of movie theaters, you know, there's arcades. So my homeboy, he's playing Tekken, right? And someone just put in their quarter and just decided to go play against him, and in the middle of his fight too. And if you guys don't know, there's arcade etiquette. You should at least let the person finish their match first against a computer before you just put in your quarter. Mm-hmm. If you put in your quarter as they're fighting, that's the ultimate sign of disrespect. So he beat my dude. So my dude's about to put the quarterback in. I was just watching. My dude about to put the quarterback. He says, nah, you got him. I was like, all right, cool. So I put in a quarter, and the dude beat me the first round. Second and third round, mopped the floor with him. Third round, got a perfect, actually. And it was funny. It was one of my favorite memories because me at heart, if you guys don't know, I love fighting games. And Tekken was one of them. Tekken was one of my favorite fighting games for a minute. So that is one memory I'll definitely say I'll have to share with you guys. It's the random win where it's like you disrespect, you know, coming into the, you know, putting your coin slot. You know, don't do that. Go home.
All right. I miss arcades.
Yeah,
I do too.
God,
what's going on, Nexus? What's that, Nexus? What up, Texas?
They're still at conventions.
Let's see.
Yeah, but conventions cost so much money to go to. All I need was a couple quarters at the arcade around my way.
KG reacts as SNES is overrated. You think everything's overrated, dude?
Here we go.
Nintendo Direct said, one of my favorite memories is my mom buying me a Super NES just so she could play Donkey Kong Country. She took me to Walmart and surprised me with Super NES and Donkey Kong Country. Then she wouldn't let me play for 3 hours.
Real.
Yo, your mom was a real gamer, dog. Anyone else have anything else they want to add?
No, you guys are lucky that you got to play in arcades, because I grew up in the middle of nowhere. Yeah, so like, yeah, I didn't go to an arcade until like I was in probably junior high or something like that.
Oh yeah, nah, they had that joint right at. If you from this area, that's how we talk out here in DC, Maryland. Yeah,
Maryland.
Yeah, that's how we do it. You know what I'm talking about. But if you know this area, there's a mall called Beltway Plaza, which is in Greenbelt. And that joint had 2 arcades in that joint because it was one mall but had 2 movie theaters in it. So both of the movie theaters had arcades like right outside the joints. So if one joint was too full, you can go over to the other joint and play arcade games in that one. And that was the spot. So I used to be in there every joint, like every weekend. Even if I wasn't gonna go see no movie, I'd go in there, play some Mortal Kombat, play some what's the joint with the zombies? The shooting joint with the zombies.
House of the Dead.
House of the Living Dead. They had everything in there, dog. Like literally everything. I miss them days. Like it's
those are fun.
The culture took a shift. The culture took a shift when arcade games was taken out. You know what I'm saying? That's why I'm jealous of, you know what I'm saying, Josh in the background. Got the arcade joint right. I'm trying to get rich so I can put arcades in my crib.
That's just a meme cabinet.
Hey, look, man. It's there.
Not too shabby.
Tony said, according to Japan, Nintendo Switch is only 137K units from overtaking PS4 lifetime sales. Not surprising.
In Japan.
Chris Levi said, oh, he had 2 memories. Let me see if I can find his first one. He said most memorable gaming moment was getting a PS1 for Christmas in '97. Nice.
He still has it too.
My memory of the PS1 is not that glorious as much as I love the PS1 because we got the PS1 because my older brother got it, right? But in order to get it, he sold Chrono Trigger, Final Fantasy 3, and
that hurt my heart hearing
Illusion of Gaia and a few other joints to EB Games in order to get the PS1 and Final Fantasy 7. So
that's bittersweet.
Super bittersweet because I loved Final Fantasy 7 in the PS1. I love what he brought home, but he didn't tell us he was selling them jumps.
Oh, that's grimy.
Pissed off.
That's mad grimes.
I was just mad about that one. Yeah. I still owe him a fight for that. I'm
mad we went down memory lane and you gotta fight somebody off of memory lane.
Yeah, nah, he owed me a fade, yeah. Dang, that just really reminded me. And here's the thing, NX, I got Chrono Trigger on PS1, but I want my Chrono Trigger without loading times, man.
Oh.
You feel me?
Aiden Quinn.
Like PS1 joint had the extra cutscenes that were drawn by Akira Toriyama and all that, but you still had to wait like 20 seconds to get to it.
Oh, you going to Chrono Cross?
It wasn't even 20 seconds. No, Chrono Trigger when they re-released it in Final Fantasy Chronicles.
Yeah.
I bought that jump, but it came with loading screens. Like, can I have my Chrono Trigger without loading screens?
No.
Is that too much to ask for?
Yes.
I'm gonna go through some more comments and we're gonna close out,
guys. This is so intense. You like stared right in the camera.
Aiden Quinn
yeah, man, because my brother really owed me a favor for that, man. Like, I'm serious about that. We got to square up.
Aiden Quinn said best gaming moment is finishing best Final Fantasy 9 for the first time. That's what's up. NX Revolution said the entirety of Ocarina of Time and the entirety of Breath of the Wild. Top spot 123 said, well, we got our first console, and for the first time, I was able to control something on my TV screen. It blew my mind, and it still blows my mind now. That's actually deep.
I think about that all the
time. Haruchi said beating Cool Trainer in the Prime Cup Master Ball League on Pokemon Stadium. You know what? I remember that. That was annoying. That was annoying. I feel you. I feel that accomplishment at 100%.
What about playing Mario 64 for the first time?
That was mind blowing.
That's something.
That was a moment.
That was mind blowing. I did a video about that.
Another moment like that.
I actually have a video touching on that.
Yeah, I'm actually planning to do a video touching on that because that's my favorite Christmas memory of all time.
I got it for my birthday. Favorite Christmas memories.
No, I got that joint for Christmas. Matter of fact, that year we got the Nintendo 64, we got Mario 64. We got a new TV, and we got Donkey Kong Country 3. That was a really good Christmas, 1996. I remember the year and everything.
See, you like. I got mine's 96, and we got my brother and I. We got Mario 64, and what was that game? Star Wars: Shadows of the Empire, which is an underrated game.
Never got that jump.
That is a highly underrated game. And Pilot Wings.
All of my two games are actually coming out right now, so I'm super relaxed. Y'all ain't never heard me like this on here before.
Dave Gaiman said my favorite memory was beating Zelda Ocarina of Time on the N64. It was the first game I ever beat, and I still remember it. Started my love for dungeons and 3 hit to kill bosses. Nice.
Word. Now I think my first game I ever beat was Super Mario World. That's the first one I beat. Star Road and all that.
First game I beat, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Hyperstone Heist. That was the first game that I beat. Then
the first game that broke me was the first Ninja Turtles game on NES.
Ooh.
Yeah, that damn level's no joke.
That game broke my spirit as a child. As soon as you get to that underwater level with the electric,
yep,
whatever them joints was,
damn level was brutal.
You know what game? You know what game broke my spirit as a child?
What's that?
Two games actually. Ninja Gaiden. Zelda 2.
That'll do it. Yeah, Zelda 2. I still ain't beat Zelda 2 yet. It's a great game.
I got my revenge.
Me and Nick brought that up in our recent video. It's a great game, but that game will break your spirit if you ain't ready for what's coming with it.
Nick said, Nintendo said, best Christmas memory is when my mom surprised me with a PS1. More details, but not enough characters to type.
We'll talk about it after the stream.
Yeah, man, definitely. Yo, Nick, if you're home, you could come through, bro. Play Apex tonight.
Avidan was talking about running some Apex after the jump. So we might need you, Nick.
I may need to make myself something to eat though.
That's cool.
Nicholas said, oh wow, hold up. Nicholas said, I agree with Pokemon Stadium and beating the Elite Four for the first time. That was great. I was suspended from school for the wrong reason for a day, and my dad let me play games all day and Pokemon Snap all day. One of my first ever games was Super Mario 64, and I think that's why I love platformers so much. Okay.
Hey, Nicholas, I want to hear more about this wrong reason for being suspended, because I've been suspended, but I definitely earned it. So
I had in-house suspension before. That's because I kicked somebody in the face, but we're not gonna talk about that.
I tried to escape the school one time. I was in science class, and I went by the window and tried to do a drop out of the window without the teacher seeing, but they saw my feet fly out the window, so I got suspended. We was on the first floor, so it was okay. It wasn't like I was on the second or third floor or nothing. I earned my suspensions, fights and trying to roll out.
KG is troll. Nick says he's on the road. Don't text and drive.
He always does this too. He does this every week.
He carpools.
KG, he does carpool. KG React says Wii is the best. It plays Wii games, GameCube, 64, SNES, NES, Sega console. It had the best of everything.
And you can bowl.
And you can box.
You can bowl and box and play golf
and break your TV.
And break your TV. I was gonna say.
and if you have elderly family members, you can watch them hurt themselves playing it.
So it's good comedy.
That's always fun.
It's good comedy. And you know what I hear? I really hear that if you place it in a certain spot by your TV, it catches all the dust from your TV.
That's definitely what mine is doing right now.
So
the duster got nothing on the Wii.
Funny Wii story. I was at my cousin's house when Michael Jackson passed away, and they had a Wii, and they used the Wii to play Michael Jackson songs all night long while they drank. And that was the most use I had seen them use the Wii, in the entire time that I knew them.
That's a good way to
the
use
Wii was pretty useless.
That's a funny way to use it.
The Wii was pretty. Aside from the virtual console, the Wii was pretty useless. I'll stand on that.
Oh man, but yo guys, we're past an hour and 30, so let's go ahead and wrap it up so Chips could get on home too. So, all right, you guys, we want to thank you guys for coming out. We hope you guys were entertained by this stream. Did not count on me and Chips going back and forth with this week.
But I loved it.
But it was fun. Chips is the homie. It was a lot of fun. What up, Rax? We closing out. Homie. But thank you coming through, Rax. So, with everyone in their channels, I am lazy this week, so you guys can go ahead and post your links. I almost said Rax, so I just spelled Rax's name again. Rob, tell me what you doing, man. What's been going on with you?
Yeah, man, just a whole lot of streaming on Mixer. Make sure y'all follow me on Mixer, mixer.com/.
I should put up your Mixer link. Oh man,
yeah, it's all good. I'm about to post both of them drinks. I'm gonna post my YouTube and that in the chat. So make sure y'all go ahead and follow me on Mixer. Mixer.com/Rob Regal. You know what I'm saying? We just passed that 100 follower mark on there. Just after a solid week or two of streaming on there, you know, consistently. The support on that community is like really strong. So I'm really digging Mixer. We over there playing a lot of Apex Legends, a lot of Detroit Become Human. I'm about to start doing some retro games in there because there's not a lot of retro gamers on Mixer like that. So I'm really capitalizing that market. So if you love Super Nintendo, NES, N64, PS1, you can expect to see me play some of that over on Mixer too, man. Come rock with me. Of course, here I'm about to start making more content on the channel. I had to figure out how I wanted to approach it because I'm not like the usual YouTube gamer, but I figured out what I'm going to do. So make sure y'all subscribe. The link is in the chat right now. Hit that notification bell. Please hit that notification bell. And I'll catch y'all on the next one. Like I said, at the end of every Chillcast, man, be easy, not sleazy. Make sure you underdig when I'm overlaying on the underlay. Chill squad up. Yeah, though.
Are you gonna say gone? But okay.
I decided him with a yeah, though, since we got more people that gotta do outros. You know what I'm talking about?
Got you. Josh, what's going on, man? With the Team Rocket shirt. How you been?
Pretty good, man. I'll go ahead and drop my most recent video in the chat here, but basically it's the opportunities you miss when you're playing video games, which at least one of those is a total cop-out, but
hey, no one got to know that. No one got to know that.
But yeah, I mean, my channel is all about, you know, basically it's a fairly even split between just video game streaming and, you know, just video game videos that I like to personally create. The other part of it is trying to help other, you know, gamers who run channels do things like increase their production value or do YouTube tips and stuff like that. I'm tweaking the release schedule a little bit. I may basically keep all of the, you know, kind of informational type videos like that limited to Monday and then do gaming stuff on Friday, mix it up a little bit instead of doing production stuff on Friday. But nonetheless, if you run a gaming channel or if you just like video game stuff, particularly the Switch, which I tend to cover a lot, you know, you'll probably find something that you dig there.
I legit said Team Rock, and that's legit Rockstar. I'm tired. My bad.
It's okay.
I was gonna let that one marinate.
Yeah,
that was a joke.
It wasn't a joke. It wasn't a joke. I was dead serious. Rax called me out on it. Thank you, sir.
Team Rocket.
Thank you. Keep me on my toes. I definitely got that one wrong, all the way wrong. Yeah, my bad for interrupting you. I just had to get that out there because I was dead wrong. So, that's you good?
Yeah, I'm good, man.
Okay, Jake. What's been going on with you, bro?
What's up, guys? Jake and Bacon on Twitter. I stream here on YouTube. I'm probably going to be dual streaming on Twitch after I figure out Mob Crush. Rob is going to help me out, I think.
I shall help you with that.
But yeah, I mean, come and hang out. We, you know, like to have a good time, just chill, play some games. It's always a good time. Let me put my
and drop F-bombs.
Yeah, he can talk extremely uncensored on his streams. So if you want to enjoy that, you can go do that on his streams.
Yeah, I say what everybody's thinking.
I will not co-sign that because
no,
I'm not
say some wild stuff, dog. You say some.
My
really
mind does not go the
stuff.
same route as his does, but I do appreciate the laughs I get from his thoughts.
It's great. We have a good time. Yeah.
It's
So that's it. I'm one subscriber away from 65.
Nice.
Yo, everyone, go check him out, man. Go subscribe to his work, man. Man does really good stuff.
Big facts.
Appreciate you, man. And last and certainly not least, we got the homie Chips and Sticks, bruh.
Yo.
Thank you for coming by, man.
Of course. Thanks for having me on. You can catch me.
Chill Squad. You always
YouTube.
welcome to be on, bruh.
Yeah, definitely. You can catch me on YouTube here at chipsandsticks.com. I do uploads kind of like every Friday, but now that I'm back in school, it's kind of slowed down a little bit. I do video game reviews, impressions, rants, and tips and tricks. So go over to my channel, hit that subscribe button, hit the bell, join the Squirtle Squad.
You look tired, bruh.
It's been a long day. Been a long day. I've been up since 4.
I feel you. I've been up as early as you, but I'm definitely tired myself. So I'm calling Josh's shirt Team Rocket. So yeah, I need to get some rest. But thank you guys for coming out. For those of you who have not known, I'm changing up the content of the channel. I'm doing more so gaming and music. I've been remixing I'm gonna say only iconic, but I've been remixing old retro gaming tracks, and I like the series more, so I'm gonna be focusing more on doing this. I will be doing reviews and I will be doing opinions, and they won't be as much, but I'm gonna be focusing my channel more so on the gaming and music aspect, and still doing the Chillcast every Friday, along as live streams on Twitch. So if you guys have not seen the latest video, you guys can check it out here. And we're also going to go ahead and raid the game looters, because they are streaming Pokemon Moon right now, and I figured it'd be a good time to go ahead and check them out. So you guys can go check them out. Tell them the Chill Squad sent them, and we're gonna go ahead and call this one a wrap. So if you like this video, make sure you hit that like button, make sure you hit that subscribe button, and most of all, you share this with a friend. This is Avidan. Wait, hold up. See, we messed it up. I had the wrong screen up. This is Avidan Rodrigo. You're playing to Jake, Chips and Sticks, and we are out. Peace.